Hey everyone, it's Kiwipreneur. Just went to see the Joker movie directed by Todd Philips, and brilliant movie. Just going to say a few thoughts about it. It's uncompromising, basically the transformation to the Joker. Jaqaoan Phoenix playing a wannabe stand-up comedian called Arthur Fleck, and the movie pays homage to Martin Scorsese films, The Ascetics, set in 1981-82, and he plays a struggling comedian. He's got a laughing condition, and it's totally uncompromising, extremely dark. If you want a film, which is how films should be made, definitely go see The Joker. It is just so uncompromising. Todd Philips, the director, has made a movie where he didn't put audience testing or the production company or any corporate bullshit. He didn't let it influence him. It's just right from the start all the way through. The cinematography is 10 out of 10. You actually feel like you're in the early 80s. It's not very low on the cliches. Every influence is very subtle. Even has a reference to John Wayne Gacy, where the comedy club he's performing at is called Pogo's. So John Wayne Gacy used to dress up as Pogo the Clown. So so as a so-called toxic masculinity male, I think that was brilliant. So my friend reckons it's a very dangerous film, potentially, because there will be probably a weirdo out there that would probably do some weird stuff after watching that movie. So if you thought Taxi Driver was out there, go see Joker. I give it 4.5 stars out of 5, so 9 out of 10. Definitely the movie of the year so far. I know episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, comes out soon, and it's got a lot to live up to beat this film. So far this year, the two best films I've seen are Alita Battle Angel and Joker. So it's very, very psychological. When we came out of the theatre, we couldn't kind of put our finger on it. You can't define it. It's kind of, a film will make you think and feel and think, what was that about? What was it trying to say? So, it's a very visceral film, very unrelenting in its journey, quite evenly paced and quiet, and just, it was not your usual thriller. I can see why they got an R18 rating, R18 in America. So it's brilliant. So you'll probably see a lot of reviews. Some people will hate it. It's not for everyone, but it's a good case study of someone who's a tortured soul. He's definitely got psychological issues, especially with his mother. Adoption, all that kind of cliche, abandonment, displaced obsession with Thomas Wayne, the Wayne family, father of Bruce, who's in the film as well as a little boy. So it's very, very interesting movie. So I highly recommend you go see it. It's got a lot of criticism already. You would have seen it in the media about toxic masculinity and is it dangerous and all that? It is. No shit, Sherlock. It definitely is a dangerous movie. So if you want something that's a bit edgy, a thriller, something that's going to make you think, kind of like the Dark Knight trilogy did with Christopher Nolan's Batman, definitely go see this. This is a definitive Joker you want to see. My opinion, the best Jokers were Cesar Romero from the Batman TV show I loved as a kid, Jack Nicholson, and obviously Heath Ledger, and And everyone goes on about Mark Hamill as the cartoon Joker. I haven't really seen that, so I can't really comment. But Jaqaoan Phoenix, one of my favourite actors, because he's just so... it's hard to pin it. He was brilliant in Gladiator. Pretty much everything he's in. So this is a career-defining moment for Jaqaoan Phoenix. As a middle-aged, so-called white male, I recommend you should go see this film. There are a lot of women in the audience, some dressed as Joker, kind of, and seemed from the vibe that they enjoyed it too, because it was interesting. It's like old 1970s cinema, like Taxi Driver, obviously the King of Comedies reference in the early 80s. So it's brilliant, so definitely go see it. So it's just so unique as a cinematic experience. Sorry, I'm just in my garage and the lights has come off, so I'll turn that on. And it's just unbelievable. So it's just a film that haven't seen anything quite like it. The last time I saw a film like that, which made me think in terms of his acting, was Batman, The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger. So this is iconic. So Jaqaoan Phoenix, who's got a lot of demons, or had demons, seems like he's processed them. He did kind of get into the role as a method actor, so much so that he refused to do a reading with the director and the cast. And Robert De Niro took him outside and buttered him up. So they had good chemistry on screen. And Robert De Niro's performance was brilliant as well. Quite subtle, very nuanced, very experienced. Like he's playing like a cameo role, kind of, but he was just pure vintage Robert De Niro. He can still do it. He obviously hates that so-called clown Donald Trump. He channels his method acting as well. He's very, very believable. There's just something about Robert De Niro. He's still good. And seeing Jaqaoan Phoenix in a movie with Robert De Niro playing the Joker, oh my God. So, not trying to make this a long-winded review, but a lot of favourite YouTube channels I watch, they do kind of long talks and monologues and they read off the screen and all that. So I decided I'd do this review without having seen any other review yet. I'm interested to see what the Quartering says in Geeks and Gamers. Also that blonde lady, I can't remember, but she kind of talks like this. And I saw her review. Chris Struckman, whatever his name is, he's another one I saw on my YouTube page who did a review, and I'll watch his one. So this is all fresh, straight out of the Picture Theatre, the Embassy here in Wellington. It was brilliant. So, we even had to go for a walk afterwards. So my mates, one went to the train station to go home, and we just went for a walk, me and my other mates. So, it's good cinema. So if you want a really good cinema, old-fashioned movie making, which is the art and the creative process, the craft, it's brilliant. So 4.5 stars out of 5, 9 out of 10. Where it falls down and doesn't get a 10 out of 10 or 5 stars is the ending's a little bit, it's good, but I would have stopped when it had the TV screens, make it look like network, because that would have been like a social, media commentary on the media. So if I'd done that, it would have been a lot better. But as it was a 4.5 stars. So if you want to see good acting, Jaqaoan Phoenix, all the way through, not once did he have any slippages in his delivery. Apparently he spent several months studying crazy laughs and psychological stuff. So he's definitely a method actor. Put himself in there, and apparently he left it all on the cutting room floor, in the studio or in front of the camera. And isn't carrying it. And you see his interviews with him this week and last week. He looks pretty healthy, pretty mentally healthy, and he's been a vegan since 1977. Not that I'm into that lifestyle, but yeah, each to your own. I like vegan food, but I like my meat and dairy as well, so, and my eggs. So he's a high integrity person. Comes across as a bit of a dickhead in his documentary, his mockumentary or whatever, where he quit acting. Comes like a bit of a douchebag half the time, but he's brilliant. So this movie, give him, it's definitely Oscar-worthy acting on his part. The other actors weren't as well known, but they're all pretty good as well. It's not an action-packed movie, it's more kind of a dreary day-to-day life. On my title for this video, I will put spoiler alerts or spoilers, so I am kind of spoiling a lot in it. You can't give it justice or review without spoiling it. So go see it for yourself. You should be seeing it before you even click on this, to be honest. So if anyone even watches this, you should be watching the movie before you even watch this dumb review. So go on to the picture theatre and watch it. Pirate it. Do whatever you do. Just watch it and see what you think. It's pretty good good acting. So so it's the film of the year. I'd give it Best Picture, to be honest. Yeah, it's different. So it's kind of those unique films you come out and you kind of figure out. Another angle I picked up on is his character metamorphosizes into a dark way, but he's actually free, so he's actually going through a form of a dark enlightenment. So he goes, I used to think my life was a tragedy, now it's a comedy. So he is Joker. He's free, like he's had an enlightenment. And you see that when he, on his way to the studio to talk to Robert De Niro's character, like King comedy style, and he's iconic. He's walking down the steps and stylish and just free. He's flamboyant, a little bit of campness in there, a little bit, just stylish. Like Heath Ledger was cool as well, so he does that, channels something in that. So recommend you go see it. So yeah, it's 4.5. My mate reckons that if he was a director, he wouldn't make that film because there'd be someone somewhere that will ruin it for everyone, like the Batman shooting in Colorado. So the YouTube bots will be picking that up and red flagging this video, and not monetized, so don't have to worry about being demonetized on this channel. It's a Kiwipreneur channel. It's about making money, getting ahead in New Zealand perspective, using globalization and the internet and other hustles, which you can replicate anywhere in the world pretty much, especially in the Western world. Got a few projects on the go, but yeah. But getting back to the movie, just go see it. You won't regret it. If you love Batman or any superhero movies, you'll love it. As much as I like the MCU, this blows it out of the water. This is a very adult film. The MCU is different. It's got its own vibe, and that captures the vibe of the comic books and all that, so of Marvel. DC's a lot darker, and this is part of what they call DC Black Label, which is standalone, dark, or more adult, R-rated movies. Kind of like Frank Miller stuff, like Watchmen and V for Vendetta and Sin City, that kind of vibes. It's got its own thing. And with all the political correctness and SJW nonsense we live under these recent years, a movie like Sin City wouldn't get made today. So this is kind of like 2000s, 90s style movie. Type of stuff we took for granted in the 1990s. Independent cinema. Todd Philips, best known for bro comedies and Hangover and all that stuff, which is funny. It's kind of silly, but it's just kind of fun. wouldn't get made today, and he came out the other day criticising social justice warriors and how comedy sucks now and all this because it's just too safe. Mel Brooks echoed him as well, so over the last several years. So yeah, so if you want to see good cinema, go see it. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Tarantino was good. It's another film I enjoyed this year, but it's kind of hit and miss. It was just more kind of like, oh, you're a Tarantino film fan, so you enjoy it. But this was more unique, quite nuanced, very subtle. So my main takeaways from the movie is Arthur Fleck's or Joker's metamorphosis, his enlightenment, his dark shadow side coming out as Joker. So comedy, chaos. In The Dark Knight, he's at the height of his powers. But in this movie, he's starting out, metamorphosizing, where he came from, and an interpretation of it. So DC, or Warner Brothers, or whatever owns it, said it's not connected to the DCEU, so it's its own thing. And yeah, it's interesting. It's an interpretation. So just like when you get Star Trek and you got all the new Star Trek set before the original series, it's all high tech in that, because that's an interpretation. In the 1960s, the interpretation of sci-fi was big buttons and knobs and, and aliens with green body paint on them with a dot in their forehead. So it's its own interpretation on Joker. And his laugh is infectious. It's kind of creepy. So it's kind of movie it'll get into your bones. It will just kind of, a lot of people are going to love it. A lot of people are going to hate it. My mate reckons it's going to be a massive hit in the States because America is kind of a crazy country. Was founded by hustlers, basically. Wild West, it's a very expansive Romanesque kind of country. And modern Rome, Whore of Babylon, needs its art and culture. So some people think Joker's degenerate, captures degeneracy in its forms. So it reminds me of classic 1970s movies, including Network, which is amongst film critics it's loved, but it's quite underrated. So modern classic, this film, so I'd give it like solid 9 out of 10. Deliberately haven't actually watched any real reviews of it. I've read the Guardian review and all that, and it just talks about it in general. No spoiler ones I've watched, so I went to the picture theatre, all fresh, and came out satisfied. It was a good cinematic experience. Inspires you to think. Like I've in the garage downstairs talking like a weirdo, doing a bloody YouTube channel, which I'll put on BitChute as well. So hope someone actually watches this. I know they will on BitChute because you upload a video, people watch. But YouTube, fuck YouTube, it sucks. Bullshit. This probably won't get a single view, to be honest, but even though I'm going to put the tags, upload it tomorrow, do it, and there'll be a million other reviews, which will get more views, but I don't care. I'm just logging my thoughts. That's what YouTube used to be for. So this is my honest review, 4.5 stars. Go see Joker today.